Hi guys, hope you're well. Just wanted to show you my 600 point doubles list that I said I was going to upload a video about. Unfortunately my phone died while I was at Warhammer World. I did get a few photos and things and a little bit of video, which wasn't really anything that was of any use for this video, so I thought I'd do like a recap video just to explain what happened and show you the army a little bit. My doubles partner Tristan was using Space Wolves. He had he had 3 Razorbacks, one with the Las Plazd and 2 heavy bolters, 2 twin heavy bolters, and he had, I think it was 15 Grey Hunters and 2 Rune Priests. The powers that the Rune Priests had were Jaws of the Werewolf and I think it's a lightning attack. It's Strength 7 Unlimited. I can't remember the name of it. But the weekend went really well. To sum it up, we got 3 wins, and we came second out of all the doubles that were there, so we were really over the moon about that. It was a really great weekend. We met a lot of cool sort of people with different armies. There was a really good Gene Stealer Cult Imperial Guard army, which is incredible. I think it won Best Painted Army, so it was literally brilliant, using some really classic models and things. But this is my half of the doubles army that we used, so I'll just run through very quickly what I use in it. With Sisters, obviously, for 115 points, you'd be crazy not to take Celestine. She is undoubtedly the best HQ for Sisters, in my opinion. A lot of people like Uriah Jacobus. I don't really like the Karinov. I don't think is as good as Celestine, obviously. She's a combat monster, in my opinion. She can bottleneck people up and really stop them from getting to the objectives and things like that. Plus, obviously, her special rule allows her to get back up every time she dies on a 4+, which is brilliant. Equipment wise, obviously the Argent Blade is 4+, always wounding power weapon, AP3. Really good against Marines if it's 4 or better, but it always is a 4 for wounding, which is good. She moves 12, she's got a jump pack, and she's got 2 up armor save, 4+ invulnerable, so she's a solid character. Toughness is a little bit weak, but then with the fact that she gets up after you kill her most times, you can afford to play sort of aggressive with her. Moving on to troops, I use 2 10 sister squads, as you can see, right and left of Celestine. The loadout for both of them is exactly the same. What I tend to do is I tend to run a heavy bolter, so I run a heavy bolter and also a flamethrower. The Sergeant does have an upgrade, so I give the Sergeant a storm bolter, just because it's an extra shot and it's at range 24 and you can fire both shots, which does help quite a bit. Always take rhinos, just because being toughness 3, they will get instant death by a lot of things. I know they get a 6+ invuln, all of them, but it does help having that rhino just to give it a little bit of protection. And then on top of that, what I run is an exorcist for heavy support. Now the exorcist, a lot of people get it confused with a whirlwind. That's what a lot of people sort of thought it was when we were actually there at Warhammer World. There wasn't another Sisters player, and a lot of people hadn't actually even come up against them or seen them play before, which was quite good, but also bad because you had to explain things all the time, which wasn't a problem, but it was just obviously letting people know what does what. So for anyone that doesn't know what an exorcist is, it's a front armor 13 rhino. It's got a range 48, strength 8, AP 1. Missile launcher on the turret, as you can see. The good thing about it is it fires D6 shots a turn, so you can bang off sort of like 6 shots at the enemy with this thing, and it being strength 8 and the AP 1, which is the most important part. Not only can you punch through armour, but you can instant kill Terminators if they fail their 5 up. It can glance all armour, really. I mean, armour 14 is a little bit of a problem with it. We did come up against a couple of Lehman Russes, but fortunately one of the players showed me the side armour, which was quite good. Essentially that's it. All of it basic comes to, I think it's about 597 points. So I had 3 points left over, and I just bought a searchlight for each tank, which actually did help, because on the first and second game we actually got night fighting first turn, so it did help for the rhinos to light up targets and then for the exorcist to either kill it or fire at it. Celestine, as I said, was brilliant. She was a bottle. Basically, there was a part on one of the boards where it was a bottleneck. She held up a whole entire Chaos Bike squad and Sorcerer on a bike for 2 turns and then walked through them, which was brilliant. She didn't get knocked down, which is great. She took some wounds, but with having 3 wounds, she can soak most punishment up, and then even if she does die, like I said, with miraculous intervention, and she basically just gets back up. The Sisters, as I was saying, the loadouts are both the same. Heavy Bolter and Flamer in the squad. So you get a nice amount of firepower from each squad. Sergeant comes standard with a chainsword that you can upgrade for free, which I'd always do, just it's an extra close combat weapon, and the Storm Bolter, obviously, as I said, to give the extra shot. You get from the squad, this is the good thing about them. I know a lot of troops do get quite a lot of shots on rapid fire, but with their Faith Point special rule on shooting, you essentially get preferred enemy and you can re-roll ones, so it does really help quite a lot. Normally in games, my tactical squads, I don't have a flamer and I use a Storm Bolter instead, just because I like the extra amount of firepower. But I decided to take the flamers just because then that way, if there was any charging, if they did charge me, and sisters not being the best in close combat, then that way they had a sort of a guaranteed sort of amount of wounds from the flamers, which does help. But yeah, that's it, guys. Like I said, 2 Rhinos, an Exorcist, Celestine, and 2 10 sister squads. I really wish that you could take sister squads in 5 sister units. I know you can't, obviously, being 125 points basic, but if you could, it'd be brilliant. And in that way, I could probably have squeezed in another Exorcist, which would have been great. But that's my 600 point list that I use at doubles tournaments at the moment. I'm playing around with some other ideas that I've got for sort of like lists. There's a 750 doubles tournament that's coming up that I'm going to be entering as well with another sort of friend of mine. So that's what I've been up to at the moment with this list. Painting wise, I was up late on Friday night getting most of it done. The squads aren't really that finished yet. I've still got quite a bit of armour highlighting still on the tactical squads. The Exorcist needs a little bit of work, and the Rhino over here, I've put the extra armour from the original Exorcist kit, the organ thing that will never be spoken about again, onto the side of this Rhino. So that's really what I've done to sort of make it a bit more detailed. It needs quite a bit of work to do all the angels and things, as you can see. But other than that, they're nearly done. So I'm cracking on with this as quickly as I can. Bases are all done. I went for sort of like a muddy, sort of like asphalt sort of look. Something a bit different from what I normally do on my bases. But that's it, guys. I'm going to do some videos about sisters, like for individual units, because I really think that they're really underrated. And the current Marine Codex, I actually think that the Sisters Codex from 2011, that is actually newer, is a stronger codex. But let me know what you think. They've got a lot of good things going for them, and a lot of things which aren't as good as a lot of the other armies out there, but they do stack up quite well with other races. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you like my 600 point list. Any comments would be great. Please like the video, and as always, guys, please subscribe to the channel because I appreciate it ever so much. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye bye.